Hey guys, Josh Hardy here from Strength and Motion Academy. Today I'm going to talk to you about becoming a push-up master. So we're actually talking about vertical plane pressing. No, that's vertical. Horizontal. Horizontal plane pressing, which is an example in the weightlifting world, is just a bench press. So if we look at our human being, this is a guy here, like that. That's a femur, that's a tibia, that's a foot. Okay, so that's his face, but give him a bit of a hair as well, so he's looking that way. We're talking about pressing on this angle here, mostly for upper body work, right? So an example would be, as I mentioned, a bench press. And the alternative in the bodyweight world is a push-up. Now, push-ups are pretty straightforward, so I'm going to show you a handful of exercises and a bit of a concept behind this so you actually understand how to incorporate bodyweight training into your weightlifting routine or just strength training routine. So as we know, we have very many variations of the bench press. In the push-up world, I'm going to show you how we fiddle around with some variables such as your time under tension and your angles of your body to increase that resistance on the body. So push-ups, pretty straightforward. Now if you're getting into push-ups, I'm going to show you how to do a straddle. A straddle is essentially just putting your feet wider apart, and then that just shortens the overall length of your lever. So if we come down to here, doing the straddle is more for someone who's getting into doing the push-ups. They struggle normally. So a standard push-up would just be like that, but if you go into a straddle, that's coming into a wider position, therefore your body is shorter and an easier lever. Now, if you wanted to expand on that, you can start playing around the depth of your push-ups. So, get your hands on some parallettes like this. From here, you can actually start to get down to your flat push-up plane, but then sink even lower and press out. If you wanted to increase that angle, you raise the feet so that angle is a bit more aggressive to that position there. So then you can press down to the floor, or if you've got parallettes, sink deeper, and you can press out of that. Once you start playing around that, you can think of how to do some more spectrum training on those fibers. So there's a thing called an archer push-up and a typewriter push-up. The archer push-up will get you in a position where you're actually loading up one side, pressing up to the other side, or you can do the typewriter, where this is going to work the chest on a more of a broader spectrum. So you can come down to here, pivot on the hands, track, come up, come down, track, press up. That's going to give you a lot more loading on one side. As you come across, that's going to shift that tension throughout the chest, and that's going to put a lot of stress through this area that you can't normally do when you're dealing with bodyweight training. The last thing we're going to talk about is actually applying speed to your movement. So you can add plyometrics into it, and that gives you more stress on the body. So an example of a plyometric movement would just be a clap push-up. If you wanted to get more in depth with it, behind the back. If you're struggling with those, that's when you go into straddle. Straddle gives you a bit more hip drive, and then you can really get a lot of power out of that press. And just to show off what's it called again? The Aztec push-up. It's just that one. So, have a fiddle around with the angles on how you press, have a figure around on the time under tension in which you play around with those presses, and also have a bit of fun, put some plyometrics into it, and that should get you started with your bodyweight training. Until next time, stay tuned. Stay tuned for next week, where I'll take you through some other bodyweight movements. I'm going to do a whole series on bodyweight training, and check out the video and the article on the website just over here, or wherever I decide to put it in the post editing of this video. Until next time, see you guys.